If you think America is a rich country, but you still feel poor, you're not imagining things. Because the truth is, America is rich on paper, but most people are living in a completely different reality. On one side, you have a country with one of the largest economies in the world, massive corporations, booming stock markets, and extreme levels of innovation. On the other side, you have millions of people who are working full-time, sometimes multiple jobs, and still feel like they're barely keeping their heads above water. So what's going on? It's not just the economy. It's how the economy is structured and how people experience it. Let's start with a simple truth most people ignore. America's wealth is not evenly distributed. A large portion of the country's wealth sits at the very top, in the hands of the richest households. These individuals don't just earn more, they own assets that grow over time. Stocks, real estate, businesses, these things increase in value, and that growth compounds. Meanwhile, most people are relying on wages, and wages don't grow at the same speed. So while the country becomes richer overall, that wealth doesn't flow evenly to the average person. Instead, it concentrates upward. That's the first disconnect. Now, here's the second problem. Your income might be higher than it was 10 or 20 years ago, but your life probably doesn't feel easier. That's because the cost of living has increased faster than wages in many areas. Housing is one of the biggest examples. Rent and home prices have surged in many parts of the United States. In some cities, even people with solid jobs are spending a large portion of their income just to afford a place to live. And when housing eats up a big part of your paycheck, everything else becomes harder. Saving becomes harder. Investing becomes harder. Even just breathing financially becomes harder. Now ask yourself honestly, if most of your money is already gone before the month even begins, how are you supposed to feel rich? That's the reality many people are living. Then there's healthcare. In the United States, healthcare is expensive and unpredictable. One medical emergency, one hospital visit, one procedure can create thousands of dollars in bills. Even people who are doing everything right financially can get hit with unexpected medical costs that wipe out their savings or push them into debt. So now you have housing pressure and healthcare pressure layered on top of your income. But the problem doesn't stop there. Let's talk about debt. Many people in America are carrying some form of debt: credit cards, student loans, car payments, mortgages. Debt isn't always bad. In fact, when used wisely, it can help people build assets, invest in education, or grow a business. But the problem starts when debt becomes a constant part of your monthly life. When every paycheck is already spoken for before you even receive it, your financial freedom begins to shrink. Because at that point, your income isn't really yours. It's already assigned. A portion goes to lenders. A portion goes to interest. Another portion goes toward minimum payments, bills, and obligations that you can't avoid. And whatever is left, that small remaining amount, is what you actually get to live on. So even if someone earns a decent income, they can still feel stuck. Not because they don't make money, but because their money doesn't give them control. It doesn't give them options. It doesn't give them breathing room. And here's where psychology starts to take over. Because feeling poor isn't just about numbers in a bank account. It's about comparison. You don't measure your financial life against global averages or long-term economic data. You measure it against the people around you, the people you see every day, the people you follow online, the people you compare yourself to without even realizing it. You see someone with a newer car, someone with a bigger house, someone posting vacations, upgrades, and lifestyles that look effortless. And even if you're doing okay by objective standards, you don't feel okay because someone else looks like they're doing better. And that creates pressure, subtle, constant pressure. The kind that makes you question whether you're behind, whether you're doing enough, whether you're falling short even when your situation is stable. Now here's the part most people don't want to talk about. Sometimes feeling poor isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how you behave with money. Because in a country like America, spending money is easy. Too easy. You don't have to struggle to spend money. You have to struggle to save it. Everywhere you look, there are opportunities to spend ads, upgrades, subscriptions, convenience, lifestyle choices that are designed to feel necessary. And over time, these small decisions add up. And that changes everything. If you're constantly buying things you don't need, You're not just spending money, you're shaping your financial future in real time. Every purchase, every upgrade, every impulse decision adds up over time. And if you're upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases, you're not actually moving forward, you're staying in the same place, just with higher expenses. A lot of people don't realize this. They think earning more automatically solves financial stress. But if you're spending to feel better, to feel important, or to feel in control, then your financial stress isn't just coming from the economy. It's coming from your behavior. And this is where most people get uncomfortable, because it's easier to blame external factors. It's easier to say the system is broken, that wages are too low, or that the cost of living is too high. And while those things can be true, they don't tell the whole story. They don't explain why some people in the same system manage to build wealth, while others stay stuck. The reality is this: if your spending increases every time your income increases, you will never feel financially secure. Not because you don't earn enough, but because you never allow your money to grow. This is called lifestyle inflation. You earn more, so you spend more. And slowly, without noticing it, your financial baseline resets at a higher level. But your actual progress doesn't change. And that's how people stay stuck for years. Now, zoom out for a moment. America looks rich because it produces wealth on an enormous scale. Its economy generates trillions of dollars. Its companies dominate global markets, and its financial systems continue to expand year after year. On the surface, this creates the image of a country overflowing with opportunity and prosperity. But there is a deeper truth that most people overlook: that wealth does not automatically translate into individual financial security. Because security isn't about how much money exists in the system, it's about how much you personally control. And for many people, control is missing. So even in a country that appears wealthy, many people feel vulnerable. And when people feel vulnerable, they don't feel rich. They feel like they are one emergency away from everything falling apart. One unexpected expense, one job loss, one economic shift. That constant underlying pressure shapes how people experience money on a daily basis. This is the emotional reality behind the numbers. So when you ask the question, how can a country be so rich but people feel so poor? The answer isn't simple. It's not just one factor, it's a combination of inequality, rising living costs, growing debt, lifestyle habits, and psychological pressure. Wealth exists, but it does not flow evenly. The cost of basic life housing, healthcare, education continues to rise. At the same time, many people carry financial obligations that limit their freedom. The system produces wealth, but it does not guarantee that you will feel secure. And if you're not careful, you can live in one of the richest countries in the world while feeling like you are constantly falling behind. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't just about how much money exists in the economy. It's about how much of that money you actually keep and how you choose to live, spend, and build your future. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're ready to understand where your money is really going and why, then subscribe. Because once you see how the system actually works, you can't unsee it.